Hello, this is Empowered Ease, the podcast where we challenge the patriarchy by inspiring women to take ownership of their health and to listen to their bodies and do health their way. Along this journey, though, a theme has arisen from almost every single episode so far, and that is that women healing community. So if you take anything from this podcast, I hope it's that you feel inspired to find your community. I'm your host, Jen Olinger. So like and subscribe, follow along so you never miss an episode, and I would love to hear from you any feedback or suggestions for the show. Welcome. Today, my inspiring guest is Ashley Weir, owner of Indigo Sage and Balance. Ashley is not only a dedicated fitness coach, but also a certified Reiki master in the Yusai Holy Fire Reiki. Her mission is to foster vitality and inner harmony through a dynamic combination of movement and energy healing. Ashley's journey into wellness is rooted in a passion for sports and fitness, which has been an integral part of her life from her youth through her college years. Since 2012, she has been enthusiastically coaching various group fitness formats, including functional fitness, boxing, boot camp, and HIIT. For Ashley, fitness is not just a profession, it's a transformative, empowering outlet for growth and resilience. In 2021, Ashley recognized the necessity of addressing emotional and spiritual well-being, which led her to embrace Reiki as a means of achieving holistic health. This shift marked the beginning of a profound personal healing journey, culminating in her Reiki Master certification last year in 2024. Through her practice, Ashley has found renewed peace and clarity, which she now passionately shares with others. So Ashley is someone who has been a part of my life for many, many years. On and off, our circles have always crossed, and it is not until just recently in the last couple of years that we have gotten close. So I am so excited to share her with you. So join us as Ashley shares her insight of combining fitness with the restorative power of energy work. And this work can empower you to reduce stress, build strength, and reconnect with your inner self on your unique wellness journey. So here's Ashley. Welcome to Empowered Ease, Ashley.
Hello, how are you doing, Jenny?
Good. I'm so happy you're here. So Ashley and I just went to, what was the fair called?
It was a metaphysical fair.
I didn't want to say, I keep wanting to say psychic fair. I don't know why, but
yeah.
We went to a metaphysical fair, and we both I had 2 readings done. How many did you have done?
I had 2 done too.
You had 2 done too.
Well.
Okay. So Ashley and I, well, you probably heard a little bit, but our circles have intertwined like for a long, long time, since high school, in and out. And we have never been like close, but we've had close friends that we have been close with, and also some mixed family stuff. So
Correct.
Now that we've connected in our older age, we have a ton in common. And Ashley has a budding Reiki business. So tell us a little bit about that, Miss Ashley.
Well, it's budding as it's starting. So I got into Reiki in 2021. I had a friend that she owns a chiropractic office, and she said, I have a Reiki practitioner, you should come see her. So I researched what Reiki was because I had never heard of it. And I was very skeptical about it, and went and saw this lady, it was an interesting experience. And so I decided I wanted to go back and do it again. And then she offered Reiki training. So I went through her Reiki 1 training. And then once that was completed, I kind of put it on the side, and I still went to Reiki sessions, but I didn't actually go on with getting my certification. And after a few years, it just kind of came up again of healing it and energy work. And I met an old coach of mine from grade school who was a Reiki master. And she's like, oh yeah, I teach this. And so I just felt like, you know what? I think this is something telling me I need to go through the whole thing. So I finished my Holy Fire Reiki training in March of this year. And I'm slowly starting to take clients now and I've done a couple of open houses at my friend's chiropractic office. And so that's what
Yeah.
kind of got me into it. It's like just keeps coming back, like us intertwining. Reiki kept coming back in, like, you need to start
I
doing
love
this.
that.
So
Well, one reason I really love you coming on to talk about Reiki, because from knowing you, I know that like, so I was a skeptic, and actually Ashley is the first person that's done Reiki on me where I think I've been open and had like an experience. So I want to talk to you about your experience, but I also want to say that the reason I love this with you is because from knowing you for so long, you're not like a woo-woo girl.
I know.
Like you've never been a woo-woo girl that's like out into, like, you've been pretty rational, pretty straightforward. Like you're pretty like grounded. Like, I don't know, how would you describe yourself? Because I think without people knowing you, it may like, this is not this kind of came out of the blue, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I would say that. So I've always been a little bit, I think growing up, I always had kind of things like experiences throughout my life. And I would just say, oh, that's not anything. And I just would push it down and push it down because I was raised in a Catholic house, and we just, those things weren't, you didn't, that was just something in your mind. Your mind's playing tricks on you. And I don't know, I just, all of a sudden, I think I've had that moment when I got a little older. I work in a very grounded industry as well. I work in supply chain. So something like this was different, but I've always been fascinated with kind of the metaphysical world. And I just, for some reason, when the energy work started, I started reading more about it and getting a little bit more interested in it. And I think it was when I actually got Reiki the first time, it was, I had some visions and experiences, and it was interesting. And I was like, this is something. So when I actually provide Reiki, when I give Reiki and practitioner Reiki for my clients, I have visions when I'm giving them Reiki. They have visions. And I just started realizing that there's all those things that were happening to me when I was probably a kid that I was squashing down were something trying to talk to me and come to me. And I just decided that maybe I should just be more open to it instead of so skeptical. And that's kind of what got me into pursuing this path and getting away from feeling that, I guess, kind of more the grounded life, and realizing like there's something else out there. I've had that gift, or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I think we all have the gift. But it's just more opening your eyes to it and really trusting that it's something coming in, and that you have a gift to kind of move energy and see things that in your mind. I don't know how I'd explain it, if it's in your mind or whatever it is. It's different for every person. So
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it, is when you have Reiki or when you've gone through those experiences, it's different for everybody. It's not the same. So that's why it's hard to quantify it. And so for me, that's why I was like so skeptical of the entire field. But I
Yeah.
found it really interesting. And an interest is always a great spark to me.
Right.
That like
It's really
starts
hard
the
to talk
spark.
about stuff like this. Like I'm a nurse, so like science, I've always been a very rational person, but where I found healing is in things that don't always have explanations. Like for me, it started with yoga.
Yes.
And then it kept going. It kept going like into other things. And then recently I listened to the telepathy tapes and freaked out and sent them to Ashley. It was like, listen to this. But not just that. It's like, it just affirms some things that I've thought or felt before. And with Reiki, it's the same thing. Like I opened myself up to it. I don't know if they were visions, but like images came to me. And that's something that's been happening to me as I've been diving more into like sound therapy, Reiki, energy work, or like balancing my chakras. Like I'm noticing as I'm like, I'm dedicated this year to myself. When I do these things, like when I did that with you, the things that you told me you were feeling were things that I have been working on and that other people had been feeling in other practices specific to like areas of my body and things like that. So it was like, I didn't even have to tell you that you knew. So like things like that have been super affirming for me personally. We talk a little bit about what Reiki is? Because I think that's something that like a lot of us, we think we know what it is, or maybe we're not sure.
So Reiki, it's just a healing modality. It's just, some people go to massage, yoga, different things. It's a healing modality that it kind of calls them this life force energy. And that's kind of what everyone has, an energy. So think of every cell in your body, all of it is energy working constantly. So the way a healer comes in is we basically when I go to work on someone, I set my intention for that practice where I'm working with you. I was setting my intention of I wanted to help you with whatever journey that you had that day. You told me a couple things that you wanted to work on. And so you kind of channel in this energy through you. And the whole idea is, if you think of a tuning fork, it's just trying to tune every cell in your body to the highest level of frequency. And that kind of puts you into this more healing pattern. So if you think of like the parasympathetic state where you are in rest, relaxation, that's why a lot of people feel very rested and relaxed while they're getting Reiki, because that's the point of it. It's like you are sitting here, you're laying down, and the Reiki practitioner is working with you. And the idea is like, get yourself into a fully relaxed state. And then that Reiki practitioner is channeling as they're doing that. And they're going to different parts of you and running energy over your body to try and kind of almost tune that area. So the chakras that run through basically your nervous system. So that's where those chakras go all the way through your nervous system. And that's what they're doing, is tuning those areas of your body to help kind of get you to that full state of relaxation so that you're in that healing state.
Would you say you're working with like frequencies? Would you say you're working with energy? How would you describe what you're working with?
I would call it, I call it the source, or it's like a life force. But yeah, it's like a frequency or energy. You feel it. I feel it in my hands. So like what I know.
Me too.
I know when I start working on somebody, I'll say, and I'll tell myself like, where should I go? And I just let my intuition guide me. And so if you're working on something, when you told me what you needed me to work on, it guided me right to your chakra, the certain chakra that I needed to start with. And it's different for every single person. So I'll usually start there. I work through their whole field and work around. And then that's where I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like an energy or frequency, but it's intuition. So that's why it's hard to like make it a tangible discussion, because it's something that I feel. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my hands. I feel it in my chakras. When I'm working on someone, I can feel, if someone's having something in their heart chakra, I'll start having pain in my chest. And the pain can be different. It just depends on what's going on with them. And I'll start feeling it in different areas of my body. So then I know like, okay, I need to go there first. That's what's going on.
So I'm hearing you're kind of like tuning into someone first. You're kind of like tuning into where they are and then working with what you're finding. That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah,
so I know it's so cool. So what I want to talk about like what kind of led you to your spiritual journey? Because I think that for a lot of us, it's like not necessarily in the ways you would think, right? And I have a guess of what yours is, but I don't really know your story.
Just with my background, I was an athlete growing up and really into fitness. I mean, I started getting into fitness and weightlifting when I was younger. So in grade school, and then in high school, so I started running, kind of weightlifting when I was in 7th grade. Then when I got to high school, it was all about physical fitness. And so it was all about, and I had a lot of body dysmorphia issues as well. So I think that's something that people that know me really well know that about me, but I just always saw myself as like, I was always unhappy with the way I looked and I was frustrated. So I'd push myself physically and I'm like, you know what? I need to just keep pushing myself and pushing myself. And as I kind of got older, I started realizing like there was a break in my spirituality. And I mean, I had my beliefs and I had, your physical fitness, but it was bringing it all together. And it was starting to cause like emotional and mental issues. So I also have depression and anxiety throughout my life, where I never thought it was that until I got a little older and went to a counselor, and I realized like, oh, it's anxiety, it's depression. And part of it is my outlet was working out and my outlet was sports and competition. And I realized when I started going to a counselor, I think in 2017 or 18, this was more about me, and there were some things that I needed to work on internally. And so that kind of started that journey. It was actually, I had a really wonderful counselor, and it was someone who really connected with me and kind of saw what was going on and helped me and guided me towards like, hey, it's interesting that you choose to work out or go run 7 miles. And then it's not, but you're still frustrated. And so I think she was helping me understand about meditating and like sitting back and, hey, maybe try yoga, slow down. You don't have to go and burn 500 calories to like work out your frustration. Some of it is just sitting back and like just being for 20 minutes, which I'm always a goer. Let's go. We got to go. So I realized like there was work that I needed to do because I was not comfortable just being, and I always had to be going. So that kind of started that healing journey, and it just turned into something else and then kept going. And now I've got to the Reiki, like I said, in 2021, and then became, started actually working on people. And I'm slowly growing that business because I can teach it as well. So I'd like to go into that where I can help guide
I
other
want you to
energy
teach
workers.
me.
Yes, I would love to. And part of that too is I think growing up and even in like you go down one field for work. So like corporate world and supply chain. And that's great. I mean, I had to go for a career and I'm doing that, but I've always felt like I wasn't connected to a purpose. I have my family and I have that purpose there, but it's also like I felt like there was something more that I should be doing. And part of that is like helping people. So even with that, it's like also guiding of, hey, I'm struggling with finding my purpose in being there and being able to talk to somebody about that because I know what that's like. I know what it feels like to just feel lost and not sure what am I supposed to be doing? Because I feel like there's more to my life than just going to work every day. I want to do something. I want to give back. And so this was something that when I opened it up the first time I was able to do Reiki on somebody, I was like, wow, I feel so empowered. I felt like I really helped somebody out. And it's exciting. It's exciting to help people, especially because I know what it feels like.
Yeah. It's like, I love this because I don't know if I saw the theme until now, but like, it's like this, I think it's an age also, like what it's like the perimenopause age is like the journey inward, but it's like a lot of my guests on here, it's like, it's the, whatever has gotten them to start looking internally. It's like the softening. We're all looking for these external, we're pushing, we're doing all this like hard work, but then when we stop, we soften and we turn in is when we find like what really shines, what really makes us light up, what we love. And that's kind of the work you're doing when you're working with Reiki, right? You're working with people, helping people to turn in as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of times people are going through transitional periods in their life or just they're struggling to maybe they feel clouded or they feel frustrated with something. And so
Stuck.
if they come in, stuck, I think that's a good way to describe it. So they'll get Reiki or go, I mean, even massage, like those different types of healing modalities, they'll go try and kind of start seeking out, like, I need something to help me kind of calm. And with Reiki, you're laying there for 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. And think about how often, besides sleeping at night, are you just quietly resting and just not going. So it's a great opportunity for deep meditation while you have a Reiki practitioner doing some energy work over you. And so some of it you can touch, and there's some parts of like might touch your like head or your crown chakra. Others I can just hold my hands over and I can feel the energy moving. And so the whole idea is to get like you to a high level of vibration throughout your whole body and kind of clear some of those spaces that either the energy's not moving or it's maybe a little bit broken. And so it's just, and that's the opportunity for them to like enjoy just some rest, relaxation while someone's working over them. But part of it too is, like you said, they're seeking outward, but I think you said it very well earlier is when you said all of a sudden we turn inside because the answers that you're looking for, you already know. It's just having that confidence to always stop looking to other people and to other things to find the answer. A lot of it is just sitting back and just getting comfortable with who you are and what you really enjoy.
Learning to trust that like internal intuition telling you or like firing you up in some way.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed.
I love that. I love modalities like this too, because even though I'm like a huge advocate for therapy, I have tons of therapists that come on this and we'll continue to have tons of therapists. There's just only so much work you can do talking. You know what I mean? There's other kinds of work that can be done that like words can't do justice to. And some of that is like energy work and like things get stuck in your body. Like I can't tell you how many guests have referenced that book, The Body Keeps the Score. But it's true.
That's a great book. It is so true.
We hold emotions in certain areas of our body. We hold things. We also like hold around things when we don't want to deal with them. So Reiki's so important for helping to get the flow, like things flowing, I think. So I love that.
So what are some things that you do to kind of help you when you're struggling or when you are looking to kind of break through something or not transform, but I mean, like when you're working through something in your life, what are some of the practices that you look for?
Well, I do a lot of different things. I find myself as like a very eclectic person where something doesn't suit me forever. Like I'm not like the person that has like one go-to, but I have a lot of different things. So if it's like an emotional angst, hot yoga. I feel like I have to literally burn it off. And like now I live pretty far from any hot yoga. So last year I was really frustrated. I dug a humongous garden patch. Like I physically went out there and exhausted myself.
Nature is amazing for that, though. That's like, there's a lot of grounding that happens when you're out in nature.
Yeah. And now every year I make it better. And that thing's like my passion project. Like that's my soul. And it's like the same time of year every year where I need to burn off the angst because it's like the winter that I'm burning off. Yeah. And so it's like the perfect time to go out there and go ham. So it works.
Is that part of your practice too? Isn't that like your monthly that you guys talk about? Hey, you know, summer's coming in, winter's coming out, when, you know, spring's coming here. So there's like different things that you guys do to transition.
Yeah. And I always try to listen to my body. I feel like that's one thing I've always been pretty good at is like staying in connection with my body, what it's telling me, which as a very flighty, airy person, I don't know how I have been able to do that, but it has helped me greatly. Because sometimes I just like honestly have slept for a week straight too. If that's what my body was like exhausted and through the years that I was really burnt out, I feel like 1 year of my relationship with my husband, I spent sleeping on the couch in all of my free time. But I also think that it was after a great healing where I finally felt safe. And so my body was like finally able to rest. So it's all kinds of things, but
yeah. I like that you bring up the burnout too, because I didn't mention that, but with work as well, I feel a couple years ago, especially during COVID, you know, I work in supply chain. So imagine that we got hit pretty hard as well, like trying to move product all over the world. And it is just, I just got to a point of just full burnout. And I still feel it. I mean, I still feel it hit me at times. And I realized, man, I really need to take a step back with work. Like I was putting so much into it and I love it. I just wanted to make sure that I'm also like finding time for myself. And that's when I started kind of looking for what can I do to help myself heal. And so massage was great and yoga, but then it started expanding. I was like, I want to connect more, I guess, connect the spiritual side of myself too, and find out not just only physically, but kind of get that tripod of your mental, emotional, and physical state and connect those together. And so that's where some of that energy work came in. But the burnout, I mean, it's rough. It is rough.
I feel like so many people are feeling it these days too. There's so much going on. Women carry so much, like everybody's like dual income households. Like there's just so much going on. Like everybody is feeling it. And it's really hard in those moments to choose yourself, which is exactly what you need to do.
Well, the more that you are comfortable in your own skin and that you are working on yourself, the better you are for everybody else in your life because you're at a better state. Because I know when I'm getting to that ramp up portion, I'm starting to get snappy and just like, and not who I want to be. So that's where I will do like meditation. Before I jumped on this, I actually took a bunch of my little crystals. I had cleared them and put Reiki into them.
Me too, because we bought crystals at our fair.
We bought crystals together. But I was doing some meditation as well to kind of ground myself. And when I run, I mean, this sounds silly, but I was running yesterday. And when I went for my run, I was, you know, calling on the energy source and asking for the ability for that energy to run through my chakras and clear me. And that's like a big part of like, that's how I sometimes will heal. I'll be like, all right, well, I'm going to work out. I'll do a little healing myself. Go run.
I love that you said that because that's something I wanted to say on the podcast that I got reminded of today is about how important it is to clear energy. So this is something I'm newly trying to do as of the past month because I just worked with another coach over the last month with Ashley knows about, and I'm going to have her on the podcast soon. This awesome experience I did with another coach, she'll come out. But one of the things she told me was like, you have to find a way to get rid of all the energy that you absorb in a day when you go to the hospital. Like, because I was just talking to her about like sensations in my body and all this. And she's like, sounds like you're not. And I'm like, no, I'm not clearing my energy. But then today I went and I had this reading and the woman told me the same thing. She's like, hospitals are so toxic and so heavy. Like you have to make a conscious effort to clear that because it's a lot to carry. And so it's something that's been resonating with me and just getting deeper and deeper. And so I want to say that because I want a lot of nurses out there to think about that. Like we say, like we leave our stuff at the door or whatever, but consciously making an effort at some point when you walk out of there to like maybe do a body scan or something and just physically or not physically, visually like imagine this energy, giving it back to the earth and getting it out of yourself, because there's a lot of energies we're dealing with all day and a lot of crazy stuff. So, and honestly, we're not the only ones. That's all I can relate to is healthcare, but I'm sure the toxic environment is the same.
And I want to point out that the person that she went to for reading that told her to clear is the lady that taught me, did the Reiki master training with me for Holy Fire. She's also a physical therapist, and she's been a physical therapist for years. So she works in that field, and she also does energy work on the side. So she does understand like the depths and the heaviness of working with different patients. So something that you can think about when you're clearing, for example, when I'm running, if I'm trying to clear, sometimes I'll say, hey, if this relationship, any relationships that no longer serve me and I no longer serve them, please sever the energetic tie to that person.
Oh yeah, that was a good
because
one
it opens space. It opens space for your energy field to accept the energies that you need in your life and the people that you need in your life. And it opens space for them because they don't need to be tied to you. If you don't benefit one another, then there's no need for them to be tied to you. Some other things, when you can ground, you can use salt, you can take magnesium baths. Water is very good for clearing. Sometimes when I get done with clients, it just 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it just kind of it severs that tie to them, because that was growing up, and I'm sure you're very similar because you're very you're an empath, I can tell. But I would walk into a room and I would struggle being around a big group of people, and I was like, man, I was in a good mood, and I'd walk in and I'd feel overwhelmed, and it was because there's so much energy coming at me, and I was feeling other people's anxiety and frustration, and I was like, oh man, like that person's really frustrated. I don't know why I know that, but I know they are. And it just was overwhelming at times, and I started realizing, oh, I am absorbing other people's energy and I don't need to. So I put a block up when I walk into some of the larger spaces where I'll say, okay, blocks up. Like I need to block my energy field from other people. And it's nothing against anyone. It's just that I don't need to carry somebody else's energy with me. And you don't need to carry somebody else's energy with you either. So that's something to think about. It helps.
It's clearing. Like being intentional about it, setting an intention for that space, which I love, because it's not any different than like how pro athletes visualize success, or you know what I mean? It's just
visualization. It's huge.
Being intentional, working that. I love that. So here, you actually brought up a great question that I wanted to ask you on here, because I think maybe like Reiki is just like a newer thing, especially in our area where we live, the Midwest. Like when I went out west, it was much more like people were doing that 10 years ago. It was more accepted, but here I feel like it's slow growing, right? All these like new age things are slow growing. But what can Reiki help with? Like what kind of people do you think, what kind of journeys that people are on, or where can Reiki really help people, or what kind of people can Reiki really have it make a difference for? I think for one, I'll say people need to be open to it, right? That's what I've heard about a lot of these things.
Yeah. If you go in and you're very closed off to it, it's an intelligent force. It's not going to work on you if you are not open to it. It's just, so if you, I think a lot of it is going in and making sure that you are open and that you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to try it, see how it goes. And even if you want to do a little research, Reiki.org is a great resource. You can get on there. They have the history, the background, all of the information, what to expect. I'm sure you can watch YouTube videos too of like what to expect when you go into a Reiki session. It is really good for anyone who is looking for maybe an external, another layer of healing, like modality, yoga and meditation. You're like, I just want something else. It's something interesting to try. I would say just try it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's okay. But, be open to trying it. So I think anyone going through those times in their life where they're maybe feeling a little bit heavy, I know when I need Reiki is when I just feel heavy. Like my energy field feels heavy. Everything feels heavy. I will tell you, the first time I had it, I walked away and I felt like 10 pounds of just stress, like kind of lifted off of me. And I remember going, whoa, like it was so strange. But it felt amazing because I walked away thinking like, man, this is amazing. I actually just feel like lighter. So it's something, sorry, my dog's in the background.
No, I love it. Luna's been on several times. She's just not in here right now.
Yeah. So it's, I think for anyone who is open to it, they're looking for another way to kind of help just heal whatever's going on in their life. Maybe something they're in a transitional part of their life or a transformational part of their life where they're just
seeking.
trying to seeking, like they're on their own spiritual journey or their just own journey in general, where they're like, there's something else out there that I am looking for. I would say getting into some of the healing arts. There's Reiki, there's pranic healing. There's a lot of different arts that you can get into and a lot of different modalities that you can get into. But Reiki is just something that it's really for anyone if you're open to it, I would say.
I love that. I love that. Now, so that you're starting to see clients, where and how can people find you?
I'll send my email, and then I have my phone number as well that I can share, but you can get a hold of me right now. I'm starting to see them at Stages Wellness. So that's in downtown Belleville. I can also,
Belleville, Illinois. Yep.
Yes, Belleville, Illinois. I've gone to some friends' houses. Happy to do that as well if it's local. And I work full time. So usually I'm on the weekends when I'm available, but Stages Wellness is one that I'm going to start seeing clients at. And it's, like I said, it's slowly starting out. So you're seeing me at the beginning of my journey.
You're going to
be a little nervous, of course, because it's.
Say your email for people that may not want to look up the show notes.
Indigo Sage Balance @gmail.com. So the business is Indigo Sage and Balance is what I'm calling it.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ashley, I ask everybody, what's your go-to self-care when things are like out of control?
Out of control, I would say meditation. And then I love doing a magnesium bath and just reading a book while I know this sounds so silly, but I listen to like chakra clearing music on Spotify. I'll just turn it on. It has like different hertz levels. And so I'll just listen to that, read a book, and just relax, because sometimes, and that's when I'm like really burnt out. Like I just need 30 minutes to just be by myself. So that's my big thing.
I love that. I have found myself more and more doing a lot of sound healing without words. I think that has to do with like having an overstimulated nervous system, but I'm loving a lot. Have you ever been on Insight Timer? Do you have Insight Timer?
Yes. I have been using that one for years too.
Okay, me too. And I always give it a plug because it's free and has like thousands and thousands of free content of all this stuff we're talking about and courses and all kinds of stuff. So.
And I love that you brought up sound healing. Sound healing is amazing. I've gone to several different sound healing sessions. I have just been blown away every time I go. I really enjoy it. It's something different. Sometimes it can be really intense and it's a little bit overwhelming, but it's amazing. Like you can feel the energy working through you, and it's fantastic. If you ever want to try one, if you have a sound healing near you, go try it out. I think I'm going
to talk about it with the next coach, but I just went through an intense sound healing, but it made me want to do Reiki afterwards. Like, you know what I mean? It made me feel more open to that, actually. You know what I mean? I feel like now that I've done that and like shooken some things loose, that Reiki might actually be more, I might get more out of it because I feel like I've like opened myself a little more with the sound therapy. So.
Well, when you were back with the card reader today, the lady had just come out of a Reiki session at the metaphysical fair, and she goes, I had sound healing and then I had Reiki, and the Reiki practitioner said it was so intense even doing Reiki on her because she had just gotten like this sound.
She was vibrating.
Yeah, she said, the Reiki session was even intense as the practitioner. She's like, I could tell she had been through something. So you're bringing up an awesome point of it's probably great to duel them together if you can.
Yeah, I think a lot of these like healing modalities combined actually help like benefit each other in my experience. Like yoga is amazing for connecting to your body, and that just for me has opened the door to many, many more other modalities that I didn't even know I would like sound healing and all that stuff. So, and Reiki, and like the first time I had Reiki was at a yoga retreat. So,
oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was, and nothing happened. But I wasn't open to it because I thought it was weird that she came up to me and did it. So, like, I felt nothing, and I was totally skeptic.
Well, that's a big thing too. It's having the permission, making sure, hey, is this okay? Is this what are you giving me permission to give you Reiki. I think it's always having that rapport with people and being very respectful of their boundaries and their space, because you don't ever want to have that experience where someone has a terrible experience because of something like that, or where they're like, I didn't feel anything. It was just really strange, just because their boundary was up and their wall was up because they weren't comfortable with you being in their space.
Yeah. And I think that's another reason I wanted to have you on too, is because I didn't really know what it was at that point. It's not really until like you and I talked that I really understood a little bit more about kind of where it is or where it comes from. And then when you and I did, I was super open to it. When I'm like, what is happening?
I know. Who are you? Like, oh man, my head was spinning. And when you're up by my crown chakra, I was like, I know, I could feel it. So, and I think that's something too to point out, with all of the different like yoga and sound healing and everything. I teach fitness classes as well at a gym in downtown. And that's something that I was like, oh, I'd love to like figure out how to incorporate all of that, because I know what it's like to put a lot of focus into physical fitness. And there was a disconnect. I was like, and so when I started adding in meditation, yoga, and doing different healing modalities, it started helping me open up a little bit more. And I just felt like an ease over my kind of spirit. I was like, okay, I can do the physical fitness, I can do, all of it. And it just balanced out my entire, I guess, my life really. At the end of the day, it's trying to find balance. And I struggle every day. Don't worry. I struggle every day with balance.
Everyone does, right?
Every single day. I am not totally balanced all the time. I'm not. Right now I feel very balanced, but tomorrow I can tell you I'll wake up and I won't feel balanced when I'm trying to get my kids to school. So
right. Immediately off.
Everybody's got to get out of the house and no one is ready. All right. This is great.
I love that. Well, it's been so fun having you on. I'm so happy you came on. I'm sure that we will do this again because yeah. So
I'm excited. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you for having me on, and I'm really excited for your coaching business too.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to leave us with before we go?
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot here.
You don't have to have anything.
I think something, I don't know why I feel like I need to share this. Having the confidence within yourself when you have skeptics around you every day, and that's okay. Like, we're all on different journeys. We're all doing different things, and you don't have to agree with what I do. I don't have to agree, whatever it is. I'm on my own journey. And I think that it's really important for ourselves is to have that confidence in yourself of if this is right for you or whatever path is right for you, that you have that like comfort in your choices and just having that strength inside of yourself to pursue, because that voice and that fear will always stop you from going down that path. And that's what's kind of held me up for so long. So just trust yourself and trust your gut, and whatever, life is telling you is the right path for you. Just trust it.
I love that. And I'll add to that and say, and then surround yourself with people that believe in you and are doing similar things, because it helps you maintain that, because it's super hard it's okay that people around you don't get it. They don't need to leave your life, but then you need to add people in your life who do, so that you can keep doing what you need to do. So
correct. You're like a sounding board for me too. And I'm like, okay, I'll hear from you. And I'm like, okay, it's calling me back. Like
you too. You're one of my circle. I mean, like, you're my community of people that hold me up. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here too.
Well, thank you. Sorry for the door slamming in the back, but my sons are fighting right now. So
I didn't hear it. I think I heard my husband coughing earlier. It's okay. It happens all the time.
Okay. I was like, there goes the balance again.
I use some software. It might not even be on here. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Bye. We'll say bye now. We'll stop rambling.
Okay.
Welcome to Empowered Ease, the podcast where we challenge the patriarchy by inspiring women to take ownership of their health, mind, body, and soul. My name is Jen Olinger. I'm your host. I'm a holistic coach, a critical care nurse, and founder of the Moonflower Collective. Each episode, you'll hear from incredible women, healers, health practitioners, coaches, nurses, and pioneers making a difference. Together, we'll delve into their personal stories, the inspiration behind their work, and how women heal and thrive in community. Discover how by uniting our strengths and sharing our journeys, we transform not only ourselves, but the future of health and wellness. So tune in, be inspired, and empower yourself alongside our vibrant community of women. This is Empowered Ease. Let's embark on this journey of communal healing together.